Today we go seaside, my favorite place to be. Left work and came to read. Before I do that, I do want to talk a little bit about diets and people following diets. I actually do not recommend diets, even though I have a degree in nutrition, and people ask me if I would write them a diet plan. I feel comfortable saying no, because I don't believe that people can necessarily follow diets as much as they want to believe that they can. It is more a lifestyle that people are after, and the minute I say that to people, they either don't understand but don't know how to do it, or say, no, I just want you to tell me what to eat. And the thing with telling somebody what to eat is that they can be told and eat that thing for X amount of time before they're sick of it, or they're annoyed with the plan, or they ask for new choices, but it just pigeonholes them to one thing and doesn't give too much leeway with the way that life is. You don't really control whether you're home all the time or can have the food that you need to have, and I've done plenty of diet plans that are only temporary. There was a time where, everybody uses food as the control, and my main goal for people is to find what they're controlling, what is the reason that they're seeking diets, what is the reason that they want to be told what to do, because diets inherently have a start and a stop date, and set you up for, I don't want to say failure, but not following something really makes you feel that you've failed, or you're not succeeding in the plan that you set out to do, because slip-ups happen and life happens, and the term diet just speaks temporary and versus lifestyle, which is something that you can sustain throughout your whole life, and you don't feel tortured or like you're sacrificing something or giving up so much enjoyment of your life, because food is such a big part of our lives. It is something that we socialize around. It's something that everybody enjoys, and you'd be lying if you said you didn't enjoy it, unless there is a medical issue where you physically can't enjoy food, and that does happen. But the idea of a diet is just very limiting for people, and like I said, I've done plenty of my own diets. I have denied myself going out to dinner with friends because I already ate the food I was allowed to eat, or I would just sit there and not eat and allow them to eat, which was just not really fun, not really a social thing to do. There was a time that I packed food for the week when I was in college and would literally make sandwiches at 6 a.m. in the closet for the day, and wouldn't eat in the dining hall, and wouldn't go out with people because I had a set plan, and I was trying to achieve, Lord knows, God knows what I was trying to achieve, a certain look that, again, for many people is not sustainable. It's also an endless goal. So you think you want to get somewhere, and then it's somewhere else, but you never really seem to reach where you want to get, and that's where I talk to people about the root cause of why they're trying to diet, the root cause of why they're trying to change their eating. And if it's something that you just really want to do, or you have an allergy or an intolerance, or you know that you need to change your eating habits, that's one thing, because learning about eating healthy is one thing that I would recommend for everybody to do. We know we have an obesity epidemic, and there's many reasons for that. It's a multifaceted thing, financially, economically, geographically, everywhere you are, there's different issues as to why certain people can't afford or access healthy food. But there's also people who don't prioritize healthy food and would rather, get their hair done, nails done, than eat healthy. And until an issue happens health-wise, it's not really a wake-up call. So what I try to do is kind of bring people back to the root of why they're after what they're after, through probing and questions that I have, talking to them, finding out when did this start, and it came out of my own struggles and journey with food, of food being my control and masking an anxiety issue that I had, and an identity that I needed to find for myself. Did I know it at the time? Nope. But I knew that I was torturing myself with food and trying to figure out why I felt the need to constantly diet and change who I was. One of the first jobs that I held was nutrition counseling, and I will always remember one client who, after certain conversations together, we got to a point where the light bulb moment hit, and I could see it in her eyes, and she said, "Oh my God, I know why I stay overweight." And I said, "Tell me more." And she said, "I've been heartbroken so many times that if I stay overweight, people won't look at me, and I won't risk getting into a relationship and getting heartbroken again." And that was like a crazy, crazy, crazy moment for both of us. And it totally changed the trajectory of her life, the way that she viewed food, the way that she viewed herself. And it also gave her that root cause and that one thing to work on more than what she was eating or what diet she was trying to follow, but really was struggling to follow because she wasn't figuring out why she was doing it or where this push was coming from. And many people don't take the time to really examine and ask why, and really say, is this something that I really want to do? Why am I trying to lose weight or look better, or who am I trying to impress? Who has not given me their approval that I need the approval from? Whatever it is for you, I hope to be able to help you find that. I would love to be able to help you find that. And also help you live healthier, but in a balanced way. It wasn't until I found the balance that I really found contentment and ease with just choosing to eat healthier versus feeling like I had to, or deny myself certain things because it was going to go against where I was trying to go, or I was comparing myself to somebody else and saying, well, if they ate it, then I could eat it, or if they didn't eat it, I shouldn't eat it, and judging myself. There's a lot of self-judgment, there's a lot of comparison and fear of what other people think, or comparison to other people, which is a trap. And I really encourage a lot of you to write down, if you're struggling with food, if you have struggled with dieting your whole life, or the past year, or the past couple weeks, or whatever, or body image, or self-confidence, really try to think of where that comes from, because ultimately it didn't just come out of nowhere. It came from somewhere, and it could be something buried so deep that you don't even know that it impacts you, and that's kind of where mine was coming from, that I just thought I really just wanted to be skinnier, I wanted to be healthier, until it went from food to other things in my life that I was trying to control, but never got anywhere with it, and snowballed into, depression, anxiety, finally being diagnosed with OCD, and looking back and looking at how I was obsessive with food, and trying to be perfectionistic, and all of those things that just really just make you more anxious and don't lead you anywhere positive. If you're an athlete and you're following something, awesome. You're doing it for a reason. You're with a coach and you've chosen to do it. This is more for people who feel like they're struggling with their weight and feel like they can't seem to achieve the goals that they really want to achieve. So I, again, don't prescribe any sort of diet, but really try to get to the root cause of why you're trying to diet in the first place, and I've had a lot of success with that. I've also worked with people with diabetes for the past 3 years, talking to them about this stuff as well. So it's a really general thing, applies to a lot of people. There are ways to improve your dietary habits, wherever you are, and one thing I hope to encourage people to do is look at why they're trying to do what they do, and why they're uncomfortable as is. And I'm happy to help.